It is not a good time to trade in the Ethereum ecosystem. The network is super congested due to people aping into NFTs. So gas fees cost a fortune right now. Just look at this screenshot of the gas tracker that I took recently. 160 bucks for a simple Uniswap trade? That's crazy, and I sure won't be placing any trade on DEXs because of this. But there are other options out there. And in this sponsored video, I want to take a closer look at one of them specifically. It's called Energiswap, and it's a relatively new DEX by the Energi project. I'll share with you a high-level overview of the DEX and touch on what makes them unique out of all the choices out there. So if you're a trader or investor looking for a better place to trade, then this video is for you. Strap in, my friend, and let's roll the intro. Look, I love trading on DEXs. Heck, I even prefer them to centralized exchanges because I don't need to go through the sign-up process for a new account, go through KYC, and all that other hassle. Plus, they are non-custodial, so I can hold my own coins, and sometimes they even support more tokens than their centralized counterparts. But even with all these benefits, sometimes it's just not worth it because gas fees could be so expensive that they even exceed the amount of coins that we're trying to buy. So unless you're a whale slinging around thousands of dollars per trade, it may be cost prohibitive. For me, I have some small balances of coins in my wallet that I can't even sell without losing money due to the fees. So it should come as no surprise that a lot of people refrain from trading because of this. But if we really want to buy some coins anyways, what should we do? Well, like I said, there are other options out there. And when we look at them, there are several aspects to consider, like what's their track record, how easy is it to use them, what selection of coins do they have, and so forth. When we look at the Energiswap DEX, it definitely checks the box for many of those factors. Let's dig into the details and take a closer look, shall we? To see if it is indeed one that you may want to try out. First, let's just jump right into the fees. For a simple token swap, gas fees are around 1 cent currently when trading on Energiswap. That's pretty impressive. It's over 1,000 times cheaper compared to Uniswap. To check this for yourself, you just go to their Energi block explorer and look for the transactions that start with swap tokens for and click into it, and you can see the fee for that transaction yourself. Now, second, the speed of the network is crucial for user experience as well, because we don't want our transactions to be pending for hours or days if the network is congested. Fortunately, on Energi, they have a 1-minute block time on average, and because they are a smaller network, relatively speaking, things are not too congested on their chain. What that means for us is that anything we do on Energiswap should be confirmed quickly without us having to wait a long time. Third, the selection of tokens is also important for DEXs because if they don't offer the coins we want, then it kind of defeats the whole purpose. Fortunately, Energi has put a lot of focus into this because Energiswap's selection has been growing constantly to now over 180 tokens offered, most of which have a trading pair with Energi's native coin, NRG, while a few of the more popular coins have trading pairs between themselves. Now, the more popular pairs have 6 or 7 figures worth of liquidity, so that's pretty good. But if you're looking to trade some more niche coins, it may only have like 5 figures or so of liquidity. So unless you're doing a tiny trade, you may experience high slippage, and in that case, it wouldn't be worth it. Pro tip for you, you can view these stats for yourself, like the amount of liquidity for each pair, by going to their analytics page, info.energiswap.exchange. And you can also add liquidity as an LP or liquidity provider and get a cut of the fees, just like you would for all other DEXs. Fourth, ease of use is also incredibly important for DEXs to nail if they ever plan on getting adopted. Unfortunately, Energiswap does a great job at this. In my previous video, I already demonstrated their end-to-end process, so I'm not going to do that again in this one. But basically, it is EVM compatible, which just means that you can use MetaMask and use the same address as you do in the Ethereum ecosystem. Only thing is, you got to set up a custom network to make sure it is connected to the Energi blockchain. And besides that, they recently launched their Energi Bridge 2, which is meant to make our lives easier because we can bridge assets that we are trading on Uniswap, SushiSwap, or any other Ethereum DEX over to the Energi world. It's super simple and fast, but just a heads up, the initial bridging transaction will cost as much as a normal Uniswap trade. So it may be pricey, but the point is that you do it way less often. Just bridge over once to Energi, trade to your heart's desire on there, and then bridge back later when you want to. Either way, it definitely still saves a ton of money in fees doing it this way. Even though they designed everything to be as user-friendly as possible, you still may run into some issues when using their products, and that's when you can contact their team for help. And that brings me to my fifth point, customer support. Energi boasts 24/7 support, and that's pretty unique for a DEX or blockchain ecosystem if you think about it. I don't remember seeing many other projects offering this. But basically, they want to make sure everyone's experience is as smooth as possible, so they have a team and processes in place to help people out ASAP. Now, if we take a step back, all of these user-centric features for their Energiswap DEX and wider ecosystem shouldn't be surprising at all. They have a 3-year track record and have been building ever since the last cycle. They didn't leave during the brutal bear market. They continued to build with the goal of reaching mass adoption, with a totally different approach than other blockchains. That's why I'm happy to make content about them and feel more confidence in their DEX and other tools, generally speaking, because they've been around for longer and have a track record that we can evaluate. They aren't some brand new team who just came to the scene this year. Now, it's time for the biggest and most unique aspect of Energi and their Energiswap DEX, and that's their security features. They have an Energi defense team that investigates and protects their users from hacks or scams. And a key component in their toolbox is the 3.5-day window for reversing transactions. Yep, you heard me right. If a hacker or scammer steals your funds and you notice within that time period, you can alert the team to freeze a transaction, investigate it, and potentially reverse it. They have already stopped over $1 million worth of theft with this process. Now, some people may not like this feature because it introduces some centralized control, but the team swears by it because they want to be able to help if someone comes to them and is like, oh no, someone stole my coins. And it's not like anything goes either. There is an investigation, and the transaction is only reversed if it's deemed a legitimate case. If you think about it, this makes it simply a delay built into the system from the time your funds are sent to when it irreversibly settles. And with this feature, they've pretty much eliminated all crime in their network. So for people who worry about the security of their funds, they can use Energi products with a peace of mind. And by the way, other than this delay, users can do whatever they want with their funds, just like on any other blockchain. Personally speaking, such a feature would have helped me because I have been hacked before and I noticed it right after it happened, but by then it was already too late. So a time delay would have been nice in that case. But whatever your preference is, you gotta admit that security is a huge issue in the crypto world. We've seen the news that people have been facing account takeovers on Coinbase and losing all their funds. That or the Binance hacks, flash loan attacks, Poly network hack. There's no shortage of these types of events in the crypto world, and they are all examples of ways your funds could be at risk. Honestly, that's the inspiration behind Energi creating these features. And by the way, these features apply to the entire Energi ecosystem. So if you trade on their DEX, your assets on there are protected as well. Just something to keep in mind when evaluating which DEX you want to trade on. Well, that was my review for the Energiswap DEX, but hold up, because they got 2 new and exciting features coming real soon. Number 1 is their liquidity farming program, which helps increase the liquidity for their most traded token pairs. This makes things better for traders, of course, but also sweetens the pot for liquidity providers, depending on what the new rates are. And number 2 is their decentralized referral program, the first of its kind in the crypto world, which they think will help adoption really start to rocket for their DEX. I don't have more details for you about it right now, but definitely sounds interesting. So if you want to follow along, be sure to check out my links down below and also watch this video to learn more about the Energi project as a whole. I'm Kevin from Coinsider, can't wait to see you in the next one, and cheers!